We're live. Uh-oh. I don't know if we're really live. Yep, we're live. Okay. Whoops. Something ain't right.
Feel alive.
You got it?
I think we're good.
Oh, there. All right. It's just the delay. All right. Got to fix these lights. It's shining right in my eye.
Yeah. See if we have volume here. There we go. I think we're good, Doug.
Okay.
Yeah, big crowd already. Hey, Josh and John. Charlie.
All right. How is everybody?
Ricky and his bots.
Ricky and all the bots. Oh my gosh, I got to figure out a way to make this chat bigger. Oh, it won't let me. Are you kidding me? Whoops. Where's Nor when I really need him?
See an IT guy?
He knows a lot more than I do.
Yeah.
All right. You know what? I'm going to cheat. I'll watch it on YouTube too instead of in OBS. There we go. Now I can almost read it. Hey, Josh, John, Charlie, how are you? Ricky, Jerry,
Mike.
Lawrence, Michael, wow, John, Eric, Anthony.
We got a crowd. Look at
Yeah, how about that? Stefan.
Laura.
Oh, Stefan's down at Gamma.
Oh.
Nice. Did you get your meeting with the Lazarus crew?
Got to book it early.
Yeah, he did book one.
Did he?
I know he applied online. I don't know if they replied and gave him a time or not.
Time.
I did point him out to Joe while they were here, and Joe went over and talked to him.
Hey, Scotty.
There's Scotty. What's he say? Here for another episode of Monday Night Technical. There are no technical difficulties today. Sorry to disappoint you, Scott.
We saved all those for Saturday.
I'll tell you, Saturday, was it Saturday? Or they were streaming? Yeah, Saturday. Joe hit stream on their computer and he streamed on our YouTube channel one whole game. I thought that was hilarious once I figured out I was panicked at first.
Yeah.
Once I figured out what was going on, it was hilarious.
So they could hear us talking, right?
No.
Could not.
No. It was just, was it you and Ricky? You and Just?
No.
I don't remember. Who was over there playing?
Not me. Not in the first game.
Wasn't you? It was the second round game.
Yeah, I got on there. Third round with Sean.
Yeah, it was Ricky. I think it was Ricky and someone. I can't remember now. But I couldn't figure it out. I'm watching it. It's like, that's not the game I'm watching. And then finally I started looking at the characters that were playing. And I looked over at them guys. I got up and I walked over and son of a gun, we were streaming there.
Around the musical chairs.
Yeah. And I said, Joe, I don't know what's going on, but we're streaming your game. And he goes, what? So I don't know if their software recorded the game or not. So they may not have round 2 on their stream.
What about on ours?
Because it turned out Joe said, man, it's my fault.
Yeah.
Because I hit start streaming instead of start recording.
Hmm.
So, but you know what? It was still so fun. I think that was one of the most fun events I've had.
Yeah, it was enjoyable.
Yeah.
It was a
Even
good time.
not playing and just making sure everything went smoothly. And everything did go smoothly except for the fact that I didn't count you in for the Champ of Champs and my numbers were off a little.
It's okay.
But it worked out good.
Yeah, made everybody happy.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not everybody.
Not everybody. Jessica was disappointed she didn't make it.
Oh,
in.
really? She was just
Yeah.
allowed 20.
But the kids did well. I was proud of them.
Yeah, they started out strong.
Yep, Nora went 4-0
On Friday night.
on Friday night.
Yeah, it was nice.
And at one time, Jessica was 2-0, and I think Corey was 2-0.
Yeah, they were.
So then they kind of crashed after that. I think they both lost the last 2 games.
What did Norris say about the big boy tournament?
He said that he's still got a lot to learn. I don't think he was in any of the 5 games.
No.
He said it was rough, all 5 of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Although I saw him in one game, I think he was venturing for the win early, like the 3rd hand.
Mm-hmm.
But he lost that hand, obviously, and then it just went downhill from there.
Yeah, sometimes that happens.
And he said, I realized that against the better players, you can't make a mistake because there's no coming back.
Yeah.
So he had a lot of fun. They all want to go to Dallas to be in Carl's event. So we shall see. I think it's probably going to happen.
Hey, Howard.
Howard, welcome. And Sean, the mage, is here.
The mage.
Oi.
Oi. O-E-Y. I think it's supposed to be O-H here.
Oh, man. Let's see what everyone's saying. I do. Gonna give them the business for sure. Okay, Stefan, let them know. Tell them we got to go big at Origins. Can't go small. It says, Howard says, hi, everyone. Here for 30 or so. Well done, Doug. Congrats, Phil and Justin. Thank you, Howard. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
I was proud of Justin, man. He played well.
He did. Yeah, he had a really, really good day.
Yep. And he was beating you there for a minute.
Yeah,
And it's a
absorbed
championship
sound.
game. Yeah. That
Crushed
was,
me.
Woo. That was nasty.
Yeah, got 7 cards.
John says his boss is at GAMA. Just one reason I couldn't make it to Ohio. Well, that's a bummer. Ricky says, wasn't me. I was only in one video to be a battle for 8th place, but alas, it must have been Justin.
Okay.
And I can't remember. Not that I still get them too confused.
Yeah, there was a. They weren't sure because I think Ricky ended up beating Tyler in the 5th round, but then neither one of them made it.
Right. Yes, Ricky was like 9th.
Yeah.
He was just micro points away from qualifying.
From getting in there ahead of Carl.
Yep. And somebody said that if Tyler had won, he'd have got in. But I don't know how the software computes that tiebreaker stuff.
Yeah, I don't either. I was surprised I kind of got in, honestly, just because I started out 0-2.
Yeah, then you won the next 3.
Yeah.
Not big. John says, Wizards of the Coast just announced November date, so I should be able to confirm Boston date by this weekend. Oh, that'd be great. Howard says, sounds good, John. I'll reach out to you later in the week. Sean says, my team was epically crushing everyone, including yourself.
Yeah, you beat me probably 4 or 5 games.
Then I entered the tournament, and they decided, no, we don't work for Sean anymore.
Those are fun scab games, Sean, unfortunately.
Yeah. Mr. Keffer, how are you?
The Reverend's here.
Hey, Larry.
Yeah.
Oh, Larry, you sent the info now? I can't access it. I'll find a way to access it. I'm using my phone for a camera, so I'll get on the computer here in a minute.
Larry, you can text me if need be.
Stefan says, Nor destroyed me in our Swiss game.
On Friday night, I'm
I
guessing.
got run over, backed over, and run over again by the Cadillac. Yeah. I don't know. Nor was dead set against playing a battle site.
Yeah.
And I think he told you it's because the new game's going to have any heroes. So
That's
he
what he
wanted
told
to
me.
just play any heroes.
Yeah, he wanted to get, I think, more just accustomed to them and familiarize with what they do.
Yeah. He'll probably be willing to switch now that he's actually played against battle sites a little bit more.
Yeah. I think he was also a little worried about the dupe factor.
Yeah. And that's a good thing to be concerned about.
Yeah.
Ricky says, yeah, not fair, Phil. He needs to play me to be a verified champ. Okay. Whenever you want to play, Ricky, we'll start the game. Let's see here. Yep, there we go.
I did watch Ricky get beat by a Max 6 deck, though. So.
A Max 6?
Yeah, Howard and him played a fun game at the bar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Howard had his fun little Beyonder trick deck. So.
He struggled with it on Saturday, didn't he?
Yeah, he said he was in most of the games, though. I beat him really bad, but I think besides that, he was in most of the games.
Okay.
He made a few little errors. He locked out with acrobatics too quickly on the wrong hero. And he had his protective plates, and then Beyonder couldn't play it.
Oh, yeah. That's a big mistake.
Yeah. So sometimes you just get ahead of yourself.
Yep.
Especially playing a long time, and you just make a quick decision, and it's the wrong decision.
Yep.
So we've all done it.
Let's see. Ricky, John says the event set looks awesome. I loved it.
I didn't get to open mine yet, but I'm looking forward to seeing those cards.
Oh, well, I'll get you one here in just a minute. It's great. I love the card they did for us.
It was really nice.
That was really nice. I loved everything that Lazarus did. They really backed the event well more than I thought they would. Show off your belt, and I'll go get that.
Okay.
That's the first time they did a belt, and I didn't know they were doing a belt until Phil announced it on the stream last Monday.
Right.
But hold that thing up there, show it off.
Okay. So here's the big championship belt. I'm gonna hold it here for a second, just until I can see it on the stream here. But hopefully everybody got a chance to see it. That is not at the event. It's a really, really nice prize. It's very heavy, and that was an exciting win to get that. So.
And the top 8 players still got the pin.
Yeah.
They did the pins for Champ of Champs, which is really great because technically this is not a now event.
No, not
It's just something we did.
Yeah, it was fun.
And yeah, so it was really cool that they did that. There's the mission set and the events.
Nice.
Yeah.
There we are.
Yep. And what we got to draw 3.
Yeah, draw 3 additional cards.
I like that.
Not a power mimic. But
Yeah, they should. That would have been really. Darn it! Why'd you have to say that? A power mimic, a version of a power mimic would have been really cool.
although we love draw 3s.
Yes, we do like draw 3s. Not as much as power mimic, unless we're power mimic.
Are we allowed to show? We're allowed
Yeah,
to show these,
yeah.
right?
It's all been spoiled now.
Okay. So there's the one of
I don't know if we can get
EOP
it close
Adventures here,
enough.
but hopefully you guys can see it.
It's Ricky's on his way, Corey. Phil, to play you.
All right. Hope you make it before 8:30.
Count votes here. Oh,
Trying to see.
okay.
There we go. Can we see that good enough?
I
don't know.
Well, that one they saw one because I used it as the
As the event.
thumbnail for the video.
Right. There's one of Marcel being the goat hovering over things. So yeah, these are nice actually.
I really wish Marcel could have been here. Him and Mr. Keffer. It was rough not seeing them here to play.
Yeah, so I got to call this belt the Intercontinental Champion belt, I guess. It's not the heavyweight belt yet.
Continental. I like it. And our buddy Felipe had a really good time up from Brazil. He literally left Brazil, went to Florida, then flew to Ohio. So he really came up just for this event.
Yeah, and he got here at what, 5:30ish maybe?
Well, he landed before 5 o'clock, and then they was waiting on Joe.
Okay.
So he was, I mean, we started just a little bit late, but not too late waiting on him. So it was good. What's that one do? What's the now event do?
This one, randomly choose 2 cards out of your opponent's hand, and they have to discard them.
Oh, that's nasty.
And then
I won't play that.
the GOAT, Marcel, he removes all hits with a strength icon or brute force from the permanent record of all heroes. That's
Okay.
pretty powerful, too.
Yep, and there's one in there for our buddy Ed.
Yep, and here's the Costa Brothers. No training universe. Guess they didn't train hard enough. We got one with the Dracula, the World Legends pack. It's very nice.
Yep.
All power cards are +1 when used for defense.
All power cards are +1. Okay.
And then here's the nice tribute to Ed. I'm going to see if I can get this one on here a little better.
Yeah. No, Howard, it is not the sharpened. It is the correctly spelled belt.
So this was our friend Ed. From
Memorial
Buffalo.
card there to Ed.
Yeah, a friend gone too soon is the title of it. No cards with an intellect icon may be used to attack this battle. And here's the Shadow King himself. All heroes KO'd this battle continue to fight. So that's like a cyborg or...
A lot of guys are asking a lot of questions. What did I just see? Wow. Josh says, nice job, Phil.
Oh, thank you, John.
Got to wear it to the next tournament.
It's pretty heavy, actually.
Yeah, I don't think we want to take it on the plane. As far as the misspelled word, I don't think they ever made that belt. I think they caught it.
They did.
So it wasn't like they had to remake the belt. Unlike some other things in the past that had to be remade. I think that's the biggest thing I wanted to say. Ricky said he wouldn't have bet 6 in a real tournament against Howard. Really? I thought it was a real tournament, Ricky. We weren't playing for ratings points. But
No, he's talking about at the bar.
Oh, he
The
bet
net.
6 at the bar?
I think, yeah, he bet 1, lost, and then bet 6 for the loss and lost.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Ricky, that's not good. What are you thinking? Austin, how are you? Yes, it is a very nice belt.
Yeah,
Anthony. Yeah, Anthony says congrats again.
Thank you.
Yeah, I can't believe they did that belt. I mean, that's phenomenal.
Yeah, it is nice.
They really stepped up.
Yeah, and I don't know if you can see the size, but it's got the overpower.
Got a
as
placard
Yeah,
on the-
and it says Champa Champs on the sides.
Man.
So if you're wearing it, it's going to be on the side and in the front.
Yeah.
But it was pretty funny because after we were done with dinner up there was someone that wanted to take a picture with the belt.
Really?
Yeah.
Just a stranger at the bar.
Just a stranger at the bar, yeah, just
That's
having
awesome.
dinner.
Yeah.
So I let him take a few pictures with it.
Did you charge him?
I didn't charge him.
Could have got $5 a picture or something, you know?
Yeah. Should have got
Felipe
it.
was great, Larry. Had a great time. Andrew, you missed it all, man. It was so much fun. A lot of great games, a lot of unique decks, a lot of KO events.
There were.
Were they all playing Beyonders?
No, they weren't.
No?
No, I know Sean Sawyer had that event with Beyonder, but
Jessica
Joe
had it.
Peters had it.
He wasn't running Beyonder?
Oh, he was too.
I thought so.
I think Carl too, but he wasn't running Beyonder. They were both running Hobgoblin, by the way.
Is that who Carl would KO, the Hobgoblin?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they both did really well with the Hobgoblin.
They did, yeah, they
It was
got-
kind of amazing.
3rd/4th for both of them.
Yeah. I thought there for a minute they were going to both make the championship game, but
Yeah.
it didn't quite come out that way. Doug Taylor says, it's nice that they spelled sharpened right, too. Is next year's champ going to be all modern? I don't know. That's a year away. I got some time to think about that. We'll see what happens. Sorry, guys. Got to go. Stay warm. Hey, Michael. Hey, it's kind of warm in Columbus today. It's not that bad.
Warm but windy.
Oh, yeah? Michael should vote. Nice job, Phil. Mole Man, I may be beneath you, but nothing is beneath me. Reverend says, will the belt be up for defense at next year's champs? No. It's dated 2024, so it is not something that is passed along.
Yeah, it'd be a weird one.
6. Hey, Richard. Hi, grandson. What kind of a name is Sick Boys? Dang, Richard. Andrew, I saw 2 Beyonders make top 8. Yes.
Sean Sawyer and Joe Peters.
Yep.
Yeah.
John says you should wear it around the convention center during the Arnold this weekend. Now that would be kind of cool.
Maybe I can wrestle Arnold for it.
Arm wrestling, maybe. They're actually talking about Arnold may not be here this year for some reason.
Oh, really?
I don't know how true that is, but
He's
that's
scared.
what I hear. Yeah.
He's scared he'd get
Doug,
embarrassed and not win the
over
belt.
the cities. Well, we'll get to it. Michael says, I must have missed on what we are voting on.
We were voting on
Where we're
the
going to have
destination for
Valhalla.
Valhalla. Yeah.
And I got to tell you, I'm going to ask you. Hi, Sawyer. I'm going to ask you all to not vote for New York City. All right, let me turn my computer here so I can see. Let's take a quick vote here on Valhalla for 2025. Cities in contention: Las Vegas, Minneapolis, the Twin Cities, New York City, Atlanta, and Orlando. I am throwing my weight behind Orlando. I wouldn't mind going to the Twin Cities. I've never been there. I guess I would go to Atlanta, but I'm voting for Orlando. How about you? You want to vote?
I think I would take Vegas if I had to.
Vegas?
choose one. Yeah.
I mean, last year it almost came down to Vegas and Orlando, and then all of a sudden, Doug Taylor stacked the deck and got Seattle approved.
Yes. Now Josh Christopher has his little minions he's got to work on.
Yeah, Josh, you need to get some
Need to get Theo and his
those
brother.
bots out there. Well, the brother probably won't come because he's in California.
Yeah.
But if we go to Orlando and Theo is available, he will be there. So that's why I'm voting for Orlando.
If it's Orlando, I have to bring my wife. So.
Well, yeah, if it's Orlando, we'll all probably have to bring our wives. Jessica and Nora are planning on coming to Dallas. They would probably go to all of them if I let them. I let Jessica have that much time off work. Howard's voting for Orlando. Thank you, Howard. Scott's voting for Orlando.
Orlando's fine. I mean,
John says Atlanta or Orlando because the South needs a show. Hey, Nor, how are you?
South needs a show.
Eric is voting for Vegas. Michael voted for Vegas and he's out. See you, buddy. Ricky's voting for Orlando. And Josh says the bots are in waiting. Yep. You go, Josh. Get them bots voting for Orlando. You don't bring wives to Vegas?
No.
My wife would probably want to go to Vegas.
Might have to marry her again.
I think, wait a minute, there's my wife now. She says drop her off in Daytona.
Car race.
Stephanie, do you want to vote for Vegas or Orlando? Josh says, Stephanie, you have to come along.
Andrew Taylor, Vegas.
Andrew's Vegas. Yeah, it's a much shorter flight for him.
Yeah.
Did Doug vote? I didn't see Doug Taylor. Did he vote? Did I miss him? Toronto. Come on, Sean.
Where's that at?
I never heard of it.
There is a Toronto, Ohio, though.
Toronto, Ohio?
Have you been there?
No. Where's that at?
It's just on the other side of Mansfield.
Just north of us.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. There's probably a lot of Torontos in the United States.
Probably.
3 or 4, maybe. I don't know. But somehow, Toronto didn't make the top 5 to make it to the voting. Sean, sorry.
And I tried to convince Larry, since I'm the king of Valhalla, to have it in Columbus, but it doesn't seem to be holding any weight.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. Stephanie says she'd like Vegas, but she hates planes. Well, you're going to have to fly to either one of them because I ain't driving to Vegas or Orlando, Stephanie.
Well, she could try to South Carolina first, I guess. See her family, right?
Yeah, stay there.
Yeah.
And then come on down to
And then
Orlando.
come on down.
I mean, that's still a pretty long drive, isn't it?
Yeah, probably 6 hours.
Yeah. Okay. But I'll be flying. Doug Taylor votes for Vegas. Phil Keffer votes for Vegas. Nor voting for Orlando. Thank you, Nor. There are already 2 in Columbus now. Sean, we know. And 3 if you count Origins this year. And we shall see what Origins brings. We'd have to stop and say, I'm not driving, Stephanie. Don't call me out like that on my own show. I'm not driving to South Carolina or Orlando. My time is like too short to waste it driving for many, many hours to South Carolina and then on down to Orlando. I'll fly.
How far is the drive to South Carolina? 7 hours?
8 hours, I
8
think.
hours.
It was killer.
Yeah.
So I don't like that idea. I vote for Hawaii. Doug can pay for a charter plane.
Which Doug?
Yeah, I think he meant Doug Taylor. Yeah. I do like the idea of Hawaii. And Larry would probably like that. Then he'd have to go over early to find us a spot to play, so he'd get to make 2 trips out of Hawaii.
That's true. Anthony wants New York City. He lives there.
No, Anthony, don't vote for New York. I want New York to be the first one that's eliminated. Only because it's so daggone expensive to find a place there. And we're going to be there for the Big Apple. And just Stephanie says 10 hours to South Carolina, another 6 to Orlando. I ain't spending 16 hours in a car.
Yeah.
Especially after spending 10 hours or a 10-hour drive to South Carolina. Can't do it. Larry says he loves Hawaii.
Yeah, I know Mike loves Hawaii too.
Yep, Mike just voted for Hawaii. Sorry.
He didn't leave, huh? He heard Hawaii, he came back in.
Tired. Yeah, Michael, you're not even supposed to be voting now. You're supposed to be out. Hey, Skittle, how are you? I vote for Minneapolis, the Twin Cities. But anything not in the East is best in my mind. Yeah, I agree. We got enough in the East.
Where's the Skittle Daddy live?
Is he Minnesota.
Is he in it?
Yeah. Yeah. I would love to go to Minnesota, but again, it's kind of like Boston. All I want to go so I can watch a baseball game in the summertime.
It's in September, right?
Yes.
So I guess you could see the tail end of
Technically.
the season.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
The Twins could make the playoffs sometime.
Well, don't go crazy.
Don't be dogging on the Twins.
I've seen the Twins a lot because they're a AAA affiliate. of Fort Myers,
Ah, okay.
along with the Red Sox.
Yeah.
They've got the mini monster there.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Stephanie says she's not staying in Chinatown, New York ever again. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
anything we do in New York from now on, Stephanie, you and I will just stay with Carbo. Or Miguel. Miguel says he'll put us up. Larry says only one vote for the 5 cities on the list. Only vote for the 5 cities on the list. Yeah, we know, Larry. We're just having fun. Anthony says it looks like New York City is getting eliminated first anyway. LOL. Yeah. I think it'd be so hard to find a place there. I don't know. Whatever you guys want to do.
Hi, Richard.
We're definitely going to be there in November, Anthony. I promise you. They actually, Carbo sent me a text Saturday morning. He says, make sure you tell everybody that we're going to be at the Big Apple.
Big Apple.
Yeah.
Hi, Richard. Give a shout out to your friend Sawyer out here.
Richard, I did shout out Sawyer once. I'll do it again.
Sean Sawyer?
Hi, Sawyer. Spelled a little different.
Yeah.
Come up and see me again, Richard. Scott says Stephanie will have Doug pick Ellie and I up on the way to Orlando, please. I'm not driving. Sorry, Scott. Although, I might come down and get Ellie. Although she was pretty mad at me over the weekend.
Didn't give her enough Pokemon?
I think she was just upset she was here, period. She didn't want nothing. We couldn't make her happy for nothing. Josh says, I used to work at the Red Sox Stadium in Fort Myers in college. Awesome.
The old one or new one?
Go Sox.
There used to be an old one downtown.
Ah, okay.
And they moved one out by the airport.
All right.
They actually created the small version of the Green Monster. So
They traded it.
it's a smaller version of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
It's like a replica. Did you see Bregman hit 3 for 3 today and one big bomb, one off the wall?
Wow. Okay.
So
Go Sox.
big money.
Yeah. Michael says it's 5 hours to Hawaii, 6 to Orlando. Wow. Now that's crazy. He's closer to Hawaii than Orlando.
He loses 3 hours coming this way.
Yeah.
Goes from Pacific
Richard,
to
don't
Eastern.
call your grandma crazy. Mates. Okay, I vote for all 5 cities. You only get 1 vote on the Maui. Okay, the Big Island.
Yeah, we got to get Carl voting. He always tried to host an event out there in Hawaii when he was staying out there.
Really?
Yeah, he could never get it to fruition.
What would airfare from Ohio to Hawaii cost?
Oh, I don't know. Probably $600-700 I'm thinking, at least.
Stephanie, I've said hi to Richard like 3 times. I know my grandson, his name is Richard, Stephanie.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure of that one. Michael says, no, not Big Island, so little to do there. She's just realizing Sick Boys is Richard, her grandson. I know, Stephanie. I don't know how he chose that name. Every time he comes into the chat, he's got a different name. Oh, that's hilarious. All right. So Larry will watch the stream, and he'll count up all the votes, because I didn't. And Phil and I were kind of distracted. Looked like Orlando's got a lot of votes already, and so does Vegas. Looks like Twin Cities is struggling. They got the same amount as New York, though. Atlanta. Did anybody vote for Atlanta?
Maybe one. John said Atlanta or Orlando, I think.
Yeah, that don't count as a vote. He's got to pick one or the other. All right, Andrew says, are the next big tournaments just new stuff from here on out? Now is always going to be Golden Age.
You the only one that got the misprints?
Oh, what are you talking about misprints? They're all misprinted if something's wrong.
2-1.
Oh, no. Are you serious?
So you're going to hate blame me, and I get to say odd every time.
I guess you'll be going second every time.
Actually went second almost the whole tournament.
Wow. 2 number 1s. No number 4.
Yeah, it's okay.
No. That's a 4.
Is it?
That's a 4. Where's your glasses?
Oh, very faint.
Yeah, it is very faint, but it's a 4.
Okay.
Wow. Yes, Orlando, do it for Theo. Theo really wants to be at one of these events, so hopefully.
We got to just get the timing right. Sounds like for him.
Yeah, as long as he's not doing anything, he'll be there.
Yeah.
We had one opportunity last year, but he was not available. No, that's this year. Galaxy Con in Florida, in Orlando.
Yeah, Josh was trying to set something up down there, right?
That's a different one. I don't know what, that was in February.
Okay.
January maybe. MegaCon, I think. But Galaxy Con's got an event, I think in August in Orlando. But Theo already had plans
Okay.
to do, he does that LARPing.
Yeah.
And he already had that
commitment.
weekend booked and he couldn't make it. It's like his one yearly event. All right, so Michael's going to go back to Vegas because Hawaii's not on the list. Larry says, Phil, I thought the same thing, 2 number 1s. Yeah, the font on that number 4 is a little crazy. But, that was really awesome. I wonder if they're going to make a foil version at some point.
Ooh.
That'd be pretty cool. I don't know, that's a
More
lot of cards
expensive,
to foil. Yeah, they could maybe foil the mission cards.
Yeah. Make him like Assault and Onslaught.
Yeah. I like them. It was a lot of fun. The whole tournament was a lot of fun. Okay, Larry says voting is also on the Now Facebook page, group page, until midnight. So if you're listening to this stream not live, you can still vote by going onto the Now Facebook group page. So the next big event for Now is Dallas on May 9th and 10th. Yeah, sure you are, Michael. I bet you're really going out now. We'll see you in about 5 more minutes.
We're going to add a new city.
Yeah, as soon as you sign off, make you come back. So Dallas on May 9th and 10th. Considering?
Lightly.
Lightly?
Yeah.
AJ says airfare round trip from Columbus is about $168.
And Carl sent us something that was like $113 or something.
Wow. Jessica was going to look herself too. She wants to go. Nora wants to go. Corey and I want to go. AJ wants to go. So you got to go.
Yeah, it just depends what happens with this new store.
Okay. How soon is that happening?
Don't know.
Oh, okay.
I thought in February, but it's been delayed.
Okay. Well, we'll see. But as of right now, I think Corey and I are going, and Jessica and Nor, if Nor can get time off work. And Jessica already told me she's taking the time off from the store. So we'll have to
So I might be working the store, it sounds like.
Yeah, really. We'll have to see. There's nothing going on at the convention center that's all that big that weekend, so it shouldn't be any difficult to get the other guys to cover the hours. What's Stephanie saying? Oh, sorry, that wasn't Stephanie's photo that popped up. John says, if any of us are looking to arrange something in New York, email Alex, the owner of King's Games in Brooklyn. He's been involved in Magic the Gathering events forever and must know all the right size venues. Okay? Josh says, Phil, can you tell us your thoughts on the tournament in the field this season overall? Last all legacy year? ?
Sure.
Yeah, I guess technically it could be the last all legacy stuff. I don't know. Where's Howard? I gotta go. Have a great evening, everyone, says Howard. Just so I was getting ready to ask you about that. All right, bye, Howard. We'll see you later. We'll talk more.
Yeah, I think he said he only had a half hour.
Yeah. It just seems like most of us all still want to play the legacy format. Is that what they're calling it? Or the Golden Age? I get confused.
Yeah, I think it's Golden Age if it's just going to be all the original cards we had.
And then the
And
legacy.
the Legacy is going to be more like a mixed format.
A lot of the new cards to be mixed in.
Right. And then Modern's just LRG stuff.
Modern is right.
Modern's mixed.
No, Modern's not mixed.
Or
Modern is just
Modern's the
LRG.
brand new. Yeah, Legacy is the mixed stuff.
Okay.
And then I guess Golden Age technically is what we played this year, for the most part.
Okay.
With a little bit of Modern, I guess, because LRG had stuff out.
Yeah,
I
we
mean-
had some mini heroes
Yeah.
and some home bases.
And some aspects, yeah. So, but I think it's going to be fun now that they're allowing MOE Marvels to be included.
What do you mean now? That MOE's always been
Yeah, but they weren't sure that was going to continue
Oh, I got you. Okay.
So-
In the now.
in the now format. Yeah, we just weren't sure what they would think.
I'm interested to see how the new cards mix with the old cards. There should be some interesting decks come out of it. But I don't know. Carl's event might be the only now event that I go to.
Really.
Yeah. Boston probably won't be able to get me there. I would
Too
like
late.
to go to support John, so I might end up going to Boston. But we're actually, I say all that and then I backtrack all of it. If Valhalla ends up in
Orlando.
Orlando and Theo's there, I'm going to
You're
end up
going
in
there?
Orlando.
Yeah.
So the only one I'm not going to go to is Peace Bridge and the OP Cup.
So we just need a special guest in every city and you'll attend?
It kind of looks that way. Well, there's no way I can go to Peace Bridge because I'll be at Pulp Fest. No, I won't be at Pulp. I'll be at Origins. So I can't go to that one. And I can't attend the OP Cup because I'll be at Pulp Fest in Pittsburgh. So those two, no matter what you do, I'm not going to make those two. Unless you change the dates.
Yeah.
Oh, Doug, coming to Seattle again? I'm not. I forgot they added Seattle.
Yeah.
Do we have a date for that, Doug? I haven't seen a date, and that's not on the schedule that Corey made up. So I don't think Corey knew that there was something in Seattle yet.
And Doug, are you going to go back to the same venue as last year, or got to find something new?
Yeah, hopefully it'll be the same venue because that was
nice.
John says Golden Age is LRG. Legacy is whatever we want, but without LRG support. No, I think LRG is supporting it still, aren't they?
I believe they are, yeah.
Yeah. Larry says now will be mixed. Lazarus will be all new, starting with World Legends promos. Scott says get rid of MOE. And Doug says yep. So I think that means he's going to the same venue. Scotty, why are you so against the MOE? To get rid of the MOE, you got to get rid of Marvels? No, I guess you wouldn't technically have to. Because the Marvels was like within inches of being an officially released set.
Yeah.
But it wasn't released. So if we get rid of the Marvels, we lose Silver Sable and Doctor Strange. Although Doctor Strange still could make it as a frontline character.
Without the 6?
Yeah, I think so. Using Watson and reveal cards.
And then have him
Reveal
reveal
discard.
specials or whatever?
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's really perfected that kind of format for a deck idea yet. It's tough
Yeah.
because it's still just a 1-for-1. The nice thing about it, though, you get to cherry pick the one
Yeah.
they pitch,
Or you may force them to negate it.
or you whiff. That's just the bad thing about those
yes.
cards. They probably should have taken that home base a little further. Instead, if it doesn't get any cards, then they get to draw one as a replacement.
That's too much.
You think so?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you're getting a 0 venture card that does nothing.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you take a chance. I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
John says, must tempt Doug. Starts frantically dialing comic creators. Hey, get a Boston Red Sox player in there and I'll show up. How about Dwight Evans or Jim Rice? Can you get them in for signing for a day?
Wade Boggs.
Wade Boggs? Jim Rice or Dwight Evans would be my first two choices. Fred Lynn would probably get me there.
Yeah.
John, I plan on coming to support you, buddy. I really do. I forgot you took over that one. So I'm going to be at a few now events.
And that's the finale, right? Is out there too.
Yeah. Oh, I don't. Yes. Doug Taylor just said September 26th and 27th. Not sure on a venue yet.
Oh, not sure on a venue.
So Seattle, September 26th and 27th. Then we start the Lazarus Rising regionals. What, 4 regionals?
Yeah, that's the problem. There's going to be so many events to travel to.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how I can do all this. I might have to retire from the store just to be able to go play Overpower for a year.
Well, if we win enough money, then it's worth it.
Well, yeah.
Because we can come back.
If you have one good Lazarus Rising event and win some cash to pay for the next one or the next 2, that's interesting. I think Joe said they're going to announce their schedule real soon. I don't know how he's going to do that. Because he was planning on having a regional at Origins. I told him it was the same weekend as Howard's event because he didn't realize that.
Yeah.
And he said, "Oh no, we can't do that."
Yeah, Phil, we don't know when the LRG regionals are at the moment.
Yeah, they've not been announced. I've heard.
I was thinking maybe Gen Con and those big events, but
I don't think they can get in Gen Con this late
in the game.
This short notice for that.
Really?
PAX East.
Yeah, I've heard that one.
I think they're looking at that one. I know they were planning on being there.
Where's that at? Is that Philadelphia area?
Yes, I believe it is Philadelphia. I think it's held at the Convention Center in Philadelphia.
Arch Street.
Yeah, so they'd have room for that. All right, Larry, we'll see you next week for round 2. Ricky says so many due to hopefully many more people playing. Yeah. Scott, Johnny Damon's best years were as a Red Sox. Sorry to disappoint you. And John says, Scott, you take that back, or I'll find a way to ban the Escalade. Do it, John. Do it.
Don't worry, he's not coming there, John. It's already banned.
I heard a radio interview of Johnny Damon once, and it was such a good interview.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah, he seems like it.
Yeah.
So if you get Johnny Damon there, John, I'll be there for sure. And I'm sure he wouldn't show up with a Yankee hat or a jersey on.
Maybe
in
half,
Boston.
maybe half and half.
No, it'd just be all Boston. But I am planning on coming, John. I am. Just give me a date, and if it's at all possible, I can get out of the store and be there. I plan on it.
Yeah. So I'll go a little bit into the last year of, I guess this is the last year. I thought there was a lot of changing metas. So it started out, well, we didn't go to OKC, so I'm not real sure about that one. But
right.
So it started out with Keffer playing a big strength deck, which I think he thought the field was going to be mainly energy. And I think he was sort of on the right track for sure.
Yep.
You and I both played very well. Keffer played well.
Yep.
You were undefeated in Swiss, correct?
No, I lost to Keffer in round 7.
Okay.
I was 6-0.
But you were still the number 1 seed?
Yeah.
And I was the 2nd seed. I think Keffer was the 3rd seed.
Mm-hmm.
I made one critical error in my elimination game.
Only one? That's
But
one less than me. I made 2.
That's all you have to make sometimes.
Right. It only takes 1.
Yeah. I forgot the armory was back there.
And you didn't use your universe card?
And I didn't use my 9 or less to block the first attack.
Oh.
Which was just a 4. I took it. I thought, well, I'll just block the 8 that I see sitting there.
Yeah.
But he combined it with the universe for an 11 or a 10 or whatever he did. But
okay.
And then I couldn't get caught back up on missions. I had bet 4 missions at hand.
Ooh.
But I had a monster hand. I had killed his Starjammers at hand. So, yeah, the first event was, I thought, a lot of fun. Some unique ideas. A lot of people were playing the armory. I know myself, Keffer, and Marcel all played the armory. Seemed to be pretty big all year. The second event, I went back, which was Valhalla for us. It was the OP Cup.
OP. Right.
That was a nightmare event for me. I tried something totally random. and did not work out.
Right, I remember.
It actually was okay after I figured the deck out.
Yeah. But you just built it like a week before.
No, I built it the night before.
Well, I remember we talked about it
Yeah.
Monday or Tuesday that week, and I said, don't do it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a bad deck. It's just that you had no play testing with it.
Yeah. I figured out a Skepleon is just not, to me, it's not a viable idea. Although Tyler plays it pretty well. The problem is that it has no effect the very first hand because there's no hits to remove.
Right.
And so it's just a home base that's kind of just sitting there.
Unless you could talk.
Yeah, unless you could tuck. So Keffer had another good event with another big shrink deck. I think him and Tyler had very good events at the OP Cup. I know Tyler beat him in the first round, and I lost my first round, so Keffer and I had to match up the second round.
Yeah.
But
I had a good one at that one, too.
you did.
I beat,
you beat
Marcel
It
and
was-
then lost to Phil on that stupid Omega Red 5 energy attack. Got to remove a hit off his Heroes for Hire.
Yep, those are critical late in the game.
Yep.
Yeah, so it seemed like the Armory was ruling, early on. Then I came to Valhalla with a big shrink deck. That field was kind of just a mixed bag just because we didn't know any of the players out there.
Yeah.
But they played pretty well. A lot of them did. And it seemed like strength was kind of the meta still. So strength really ruled for the first, 3 or 4 really attended events.
Boston.
In Boston, I had a really good deck. I started out really hot, 3-0. And then Tyler and I had a knockout, drag-out game. I think I made a mistake. Just in my mind, I shouldn't have played Spider-Woman. I should have just stuck with Doctor Strange because I still could have played the Armory. Magneto had a hard time getting any of the teamworks off because his grid's terrible.
Right. 1 and a 2.
1 and a 2, no intellect.
Yeah.
So deck played well. I mean, I probably should have tried it with a sight, but I just didn't get enough time to play test it. Everybody was trying to play the LRG stuff the night before.
Right.
So I thought overall it was a lot of changing metas though. I mean, Andrew came out there with a big giant teamwork deck, sort of like what you had run all year.
Yeah.
With dual negates, he needed to stop these big attacks and draw 3s and Starjammer type cards. And I read his report tonight, his write-up.
I started to read it and I got interrupted and I didn't get back to it.
Yeah, so he just said that he kind of went back to the very original basic idea of overpower, where just 6s are constantly being thrown at your opponent.
Yeah.
They're hard to defend.
Right.
And then he has, all the meta to block any big specials. But he really came up with some nice events as well. He knew the field had really been playing strength most of the year. So he played the Annihilation Affair where it had no strength icons can be used to attack. And then he played the no multi-powers. You got to discard all of them. And so he designed his deck where there was no multi-powers in it.
And very little strength.
Right. Maybe no strength.
Maybe no strength.
Yeah.
Nice.
But he might have had some strength because he did have Beast the Brood in there. So he probably had a teamwork or two that might have got pinned at the wrong time. But I thought overall the season was a lot of fun. I mean, I think a lot of people were chasing points, and all of us were in for contention for Player of the Year at the end, except for Kevin had won the first place spot, but everybody was going for second.
Right.
I know me, Marcel, Tyler, I think 1 or 2 other were still in the mix as well. But a lot of fun.
Scott's asking if anybody played Event Horizon over the weekend. I didn't see it. I don't think anybody had it.
Yeah, that was one thing I came up with that meta out in Valhalla. I knew that I was going to play my Heroes for Hire deck, and it's just very anti-energy. And so I knew I could just run a bunch of the Fatal Attraction events.
And did you get to use the Fatal Attraction ability to redraw for both events in one hand?
Yeah, I think 2 or 3 games. I mean,
okay.
it wasn't big. I thought it would be, because I did run 5 events. But it seemed like they were coming up just one at a time.
Huh.
There was a couple. I mean, the very last game that I'm playing against Keffer, I had 2 events at the very end. Obviously, I chose to no cards as an energy icon because he was playing Inhumans Magneto. But yeah, I mean, it's a nice thing that you can cherry pick the event.
Right.
and get the redraw for all of them.
Yeah, redraw for the one you discard.
Yeah.
One thing that I heard a lot of guys very, very happy about with the Champ of Champs is that we only did 5 rounds of Swiss and then went to top 8.
I think people love that.
Yes. So many people come up to me and said that they love that part.
Yeah.
I wish the Now would look at that for this coming season. Go to 5 rounds instead of 7. Get us out of there before 11 or 12 o'clock at night.
Yeah, it does help.
Yeah. Shorten things up, and you're not so tired when it's all said and done. I think you'll pick up more Friday night players if they know they're not going to play literally all day on Saturday. So I think it would be a nice change.
Hello, AJ.
Oh, man, I missed a lot. Dwight Evans is my all-time favorite player. Hey, John, that's awesome. He's one of my all-time favorites, too. Jim Rice is probably my all-time favorite Red Sox, though. So many, dude, hopefully many more people playing. Yes. Hey, AJ. How are you? Good to have you in the chat, AJ. A lot of new players this past year. Hopefully many more this year, for sure.
Ricky didn't like it.
What did Ricky say?
He didn't like it because he didn't make the cut.
If he'd had one more round, he might have made it. You know, Ricky, you would have had 2 more games. If you'd gone 1-1, you still wouldn't have made it in.
Yeah.
So, then he says, okay, I did actually, even though it screwed me. Hey, Brett, how are you? Getting out at 6:30 and then getting a beer at the bar with the OP crew was amazing. Yeah, so many people said the same thing, Brett. That they were just glad to get out a little early and hang with the players outside of playing games.
Yes.
Although there was games played at the bar.
There was. It's nice to get to know people personally, honestly,
Right.
after these events. When you're playing, you don't get a lot of interaction time, or I don't feel like I do.
Right.
So.
And if your game goes right up to the time limit,
Right.
by the time that your game's over, it's shuffle and play another game.
Right. And
So-
a lot of my games seem to go deep into the clock this event.
Yeah, I would really like to see the Now switch from 7 down to 5. And I know originally it was 7 because they only got together and played 3 times a year or whatever it was. So let's get in as many games as we can. Now we're at the point where we're playing every other month.
Yeah, it feels that way.
And when you get the Lazarus regionals in,
Yeah.
it literally will be once a month or once every other month.
Yeah.
So we can get together and play some really serious events.
And when we first started these events, we used to only take the top 4 into the single loom. And so
Yeah.
everybody kind of wanted 7 games because you may not even make the cut.
Yep, that makes sense. And here's one spoiler that Joe gave out this weekend. The 7 fighting combat promo with the redhead from Felipe's comic.
The Cursed.
The Few and Cursed. That's going to be, you're going to get a play set of a Kickstarter.
Oh, really?
Yep, we're going to get 3 of them.
Oh, nice.
That's what Joe considered a play set.
Oh.
So he did tell me that he's going to have a play set for everybody back to Kickstarter at the level, the promo level, whatever it was included in. You're going to get 3 of the redhead on the 7 combat, which is a beautiful card, and I can't wait to get those.
Yeah, that's one of the nicest looking cards I've seen.
Yeah.
Especially for a power card.
Yep. And all the artwork in the new game is fantastic, but that power card. Felipe was going to be on here tonight. I wonder what happened to him. Phil says you'll have to accept that people with 2 losses will miss.
Yeah, that is what it is.
Yep.
I mean, if you're 3-2, you got to take a chance you don't make it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a very good record, really.
But also, if we get a few more people that show up, if we start getting 40, 45 players, I just think it's a shorter day is better for everybody. Like he says, I might have made it going 1-1 those next 2. I mean, an 0-2 Phil got in over a 1-1 Ricky, so obviously it's possible. Yes. Yeah, there's Phil saying 40-plus events.
Yeah, you probably need the extra games with that many people. But
Yeah. But I'm all for 5 games. I think it's a shorter night's better for everybody.
yeah, the problem is you definitely need an odd number of rounds.
Odd number?
Yeah, I mean, 4. I guess you could go 6, but I think that would be awkward to have a bunch of 4 and 2s.
Yeah,
I think you run into the same scenario. You'll
Right.
have some that just don't make the cut,
No matter
even
what.
at 4 and 2, right?
Yeah. Joseph, did Joe say how many might appear with the retainer level for the retailer level for the redhead? No, he just said that you're going to get a play set of the redhead in the promo level, which it was pretty low level to get all the promos.
Yeah.
So most people that back the Kickstarter, I think, are getting the promos and therefore going to get a play set of those, which is phenomenal. Phil says 6 rounds could work. Yeah, I think 6 rounds could work, but again, it's just if you get the perfect cut.
Right. There is no perfect cut. Someone's always going to be upset, even if they're 5 and 2 and miss the cut with 7.
Yep. But with more people, we go to top 12, 16, right?
Yeah, I think we went
yes.
to 12 with a first round bye to the top 4.
Right.
Is what we had done.
Yep.
I think Keffer had come up with a formula that if there was at least 34 players, we used that format.
Ricky says, I say 6 rounds and start at 9 a.m. I could handle that.
I don't mind the early start. The problem is you can't get people here at 10, let alone 9.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. We did pretty good.
Yeah, but we still had
We
somebody
were-
like 5 minutes up till.
We were drawing at 10:05, though, I think.
Right.
We were drawing cards at 10:05.
No, we were ready. We were prepared.
Yeah.
But it's also easier when you know who's in the tournament.
That's true.
Like if it's not just a
No
random
late
open.
register
Right.
coming up. Yeah. John says Magic determines rounds of Swiss by attendance to promote cleanish breaks.
Yeah.
Josh says 10 rounds and start at 6 a.m. How about we just make it a 2-day event? And
Now
we
those
play-
I don't mind. I think
Yeah.
that's something we could think about.
Right. 4 or 5 games on Friday and
2 or 3 Saturday and
Yeah.
then the finals.
yeah. Or even 2 or 3 games on Friday and then balance it out on Saturday.
Yeah.
That way you could start at 2 o'clock on Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
Might make it harder for some guys to get there, though.
Yeah. You could even do 5, I think, and play till 8 or 9.
Yeah. Scott, did you really start 2-0 and then go 0-3? Wow.
Yeah, he heard Swiss was over.
Somebody told him. Yeah, single a limb.
Got
AJ
nervous.
says, so anyone played in Columbus last week? Give Doug and Phil for running Friday and Saturday nights tournaments fast and efficient. Thanks, AJ. I think we did knock it out. I don't think we were late at all. We kept those rounds rolling.
Yeah.
And that was great. And like I said, we were out at 6 o'clock, right?
On Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we started at 6, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the final started around 6 o'clock, I think.
So we were down to 2 players at 6 o'clock, the championship game.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I thought so. Hey, Freak, how are you? A 3-day event, go out all weekend. Yeah. Phil Carver says X-Men is less than Inhumans. Yeah, I think Scott might agree with you there, Phil.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? You think Inhumans are still better than X-Men?
No, I think X-Men's better in certain situations. I think a lot of times you have a negator, you don't always need the royal family.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of does the same thing, except the Royal Family can't stop a draw 3.
Right. But neither can X-Men, but still.
Neither can X-Man.
The problem, I think you run into certain situations where you need the big power card defense, especially with any heroes,
Yeah.
because you don't have a lot of defense.
Thank you, Ricky. Says Doug Phil, y'all did awesome running the event. Appreciate it. John says, what? 8 is 3 rounds, 16 is 4, 32 is 5, 64 is 6. Man, wouldn't that be great to be in that kind of a predicament, to have 64 plus players? And Josh says Bullseye is greater than, and then he quit. I guess Bullseye is greater than nothing?
Greater than everything.
Yeah. Justin played a fighting deck,
Not Bullseye, though.
not Bullseye. He had the hand,
Starjammers.
Starjammers.
Dark Beast.
Now, why did you go after who did you knock out?
Starjammers.
Right off, that's who you attacked right off the bat? Keffer Phil Miller sabotaged me. Okay, Scott. Yeah.
See, I wanted Scotty to play the armory with it, but he didn't. He was a little leery of going that route. He felt like he needed his any hero to be placed on Team Overpower.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't think he needed that. Because there's a few any heroes you can place anyway.
A couple.
Yeah. The good ones.
Eh,
The Negate and your Fortress of Solitude.
yeah. But he told me he doesn't play Fortress.
That's Scotty.
Did he play it this time?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I think it's a must card.
Do you?
Yeah.
Just in case?
Just in case.
Yeah.
I mean, what happens if someone does what they did to me? And they absorb sound you in your total energy deck.
Yep.
I mean, it's nice to be able to escape.
Yep. How many did he bet on you on that hand?
I think one.
He only went one?
Yeah, he was down massive card advantage.
Oh.
2 or 3 cards, I think.
So he didn't know Absorb Sound was going to go through.
Right. And I negated something early. I don't know if it was I think it was Bakudo that I negated, but I should have just let him do it.
Yeah, you got to stop at Kudu.
No, I should have let him Bakudo.
Well, now in hindsight, yeah. But
Yeah.
normally that you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
-3, draw a card and attack.
If you're up cards, I mean, it's probably not as bad, but...
Oh, now Scott says he does play Fortress.
No, okay, well...
You told me you didn't play Fortress.
I know Miles does not, and Chris hates the card.
Yeah, I don't like it,
I like it a lot.
but I don't play any heroes.
Right.
So, hey Skittle, what's that? Did someone collect deck lists from Champ Champs? I love seeing those posted for the rest of us to review.
I think we just
I do have them.
deck list or just the teams?
Not a deck list, yeah, just the teams. I think that's all he's asking for.
Yeah.
I will try to do something with those this week. Right. Got a busy week, but maybe Wednesday I can take pictures and get them uploaded. What was the most unique, surprising deck at Champ Champs? Probably Justin playing an all-fighting deck.
No, probably. I think Howard had the most.
Howard, yeah. Actually, I don't know. Having Hobgoblin on a deck was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And they both did so well with it, so that was kind of cool. Yeah, Howard's deck was definitely the most unique. He played a max 6 deck
Yeah.
and
And
won
did-
2 games
Yeah.
in the Champs. So
I think you won 4 Friday night, was it?
3.
Three.
You got 3 and 1.
Oh, you only played 4 rounds. Did you cut it off at 4?
Yeah. And then they had a play-in game for the last 2 spots.
Right.
Doug, you never listened to me anyway. Scott, you called me on the phone, and I asked you, do you play this card? And you said, no, it has no venture points. So don't give me that crap. Ricky says Hobgoblin ×2. Yeah, I agree. The Hobgoblin was pretty cool, and Howard's deck was pretty unique.
Yeah.
And I'd heard a rumor that he was coming up with something like that, or coming down to Columbus to play something like that.
Mole Man winning the event was pretty unique.
That was pretty awesome. I know Dave Mack has tried to do things with Mole Man, and he's never got the win with Mole Man. I think he's made top 4. I know he's made at least top 8.
Yeah, top 8. I think he was in the final. I don't remember if he was playing that Mole Man deck in OKC, though. But he did make the final. No, he was not. He was playing an Inhumans Polaris deck.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, Howard's deck was pretty dang cool, says Ricky.
Yeah, I really liked it. And I mean, it was very creative.
Yeah, but I think it showed its weakness when it played against the better players. And Jessica could have beat him.
Yeah.
She very easily could have beat him.
Yeah, the problem is what I told Howard. He always has to go first if he's playing against like a JW deck. Being a max 6, his lockouts don't work against JWs.
Right.
And once he places his level 6 power card to Beyonder, you can just crush some other character easily.
Yep. And when I showed Jessica on the replay, she had a JW. She kept it in her hand because she didn't want him to know that she had it.
Mm-hmm.
And she had the Power Mimic. I don't know if she had 2 power cards that hand, but I told her if she didn't, she could just concede that hand because she was venture 2 for the win, that hand.
Mm-hmm.
She could have conceded 1 and come back and venture 3 the next hand and just clobbered him with JWs if she had a 7 and an 8 power card.
Yeah, that was definitely the weakest, or weak link to his deck.
Yeah.
And I had kind of the dual JW with sorta the quasi with Mole Man.
The 5.
Yeah.
The JW Light.
Yeah. But I had a lot of ways to get my 8 character to play it with my deck
Yeah. In the battle, out of the battle site,
in my event.
raised the
I
level.
had morphs.
Power grid. Erased the power grid.
Right.
Yeah.
And I also had.
Did you use it?
I didn't end up using it.
Not the whole tournament.
The whole tournament. In the finals, I probably would have used it, but I duped morphs like right off the bat. I drew all 4 morphs in the first 2 hands.
What?
Yeah.
Somehow I missed the first 2 hands of that championship game. I can't remember what I got called away to do.
Yeah.
I might have been handing out prizes for the other game, the other tournament.
Yeah, I duped a morph. On my draw 2, I got to keep a morph and a spawn 9 or less. It was good, but then the very next hand I drew another morph. I played Power Mimic the very first hand. On kind of just a 9 or less avoid that I copied from my place spawn card.
Oh, wow.
He threw a big. I knew I wasn't going to win the hand, so I just defended the big 8 any power from the hand. And then I got out of dodge with a slight card advantage.
I was kind of surprised that Ricky ran 2 Professor X 8 innies and 2 8 innies for
Justin.
the hand. Justin, who did I say?
Ricky.
Sorry, Ricky. Not Justin. Sorry, guys. I don't get you confused.
I think that's the right play.
Run 2 of each
At least on the hand.
on the hand, maybe.
For sure, the hand.
But you already got so many specials in there for the Starjammers.
He said he only runs 5 total. Runs the 3 big 1 per deck.
Only 1 per deck and the 2 8 innies.
Yeah, I mean, that's all they have.
Yeah.
Okay. On a fighting deck, anyway. He could have run the 4 combined with an intellect, I guess. But it's energy, and he was trying to shy away from energy, you could tell.
Yeah. Most of us are. Let's see. That was, Scott says, that was the move attack in Hero. Oh, you know what? You're right. It was the shift. The card, the any hero card that shifts an attack to. You're right, Scott. I apologize. Freak Show says, love creative out of the norm decks, especially when they win. Ricky says, venturing is so hard to figure out. Yep, it is. And the conceding strategy. Yep. Lauren says, I couldn't take Phil's Mole Man down. Lawrence, you had a great tournament, man. That was so awesome.
Yeah, that was a weird game we played.
He
We
was
each
so
killed
close.
it. We each bet 1 mission the very first hand. And he killed my White Queen. Power Mimic and my own JW.
Nice. Nice.
But I killed his only 8, which was his Heroes for Hire in the first hand.
In the first hand.
But it took me a long time to beat him. He just kept getting event after event. I
Wow.
was locking down my teamworks.
Lawrence, I didn't realize you were playing Power Mimic. That's awesome.
Yeah, and he was also playing Max 7 at that point. But
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
But you lost your power, your JW.
I lost my JW. But,
Yeah.
but if I have Doctor Strange, Mole Man, and Spawn, it's better than just Carnage and Reavers, I think.
Yeah.
And I think he had Sable. He might have had 3 grid Spider-Woman, something like that. I think he had 3 grid Spider-Woman.
Okay. Well, Lawrence, you had a great tournament, and it was great seeing you do so well. Josh says, Phil, what gave you the idea for the event?
Well, I've played that event a lot with Iron Man.
Yep.
And so it's similar to that deck idea that you want to copy something that's ultra hard to defend. So a lot of times what I would do with mine, I ran it with the Iron Man because I wanted to use all the Iron Man avoids for Guardian Angels for my team. So all the specials in your hand can be, played by anybody. So if I run 3 or 4 Iron Mans and I can keep dupes, then I have 3 or 4 Guardian Angels for my
For
team.
everybody.
Yeah, it's very, very powerful. And on top of it, I'm playing it with Scarlet Witch and Iron Man. They both have the pitch, the AI card. And so you're cherry picking off their best cards too. But that's kind of where I had been coming up with that idea for those events. And then the first tournament this year was Niagara for me. And I ran that event set. And I found the Morph card just kind of by accident, just kind of looking through the AOA again. And I thought, oh, this is, if I get the event, I can play it through Spawn because I can just keep the JW in my hand.
Yeah.
So I can play the White Queen 3, then the 8 from Spawn, and then I can bump White Queen's grid to an 8 at one point. So,
Yeah, Morph's a great character. Brett says, in one game I chose to go second. I drew 2 times Captain America activators Drew to replace one and drew my third Captain America activator. Oh no!
Who is this?
Brett.
Brett.
Oh, that's terrible. Scott
Yeah,
says, I
that's
never
tough.
duped going second. Duped every game going first. What you guys think of that new mulligan rule? I'm not a big fan of it, but
I think it's a big advantage for the second player.
yeah, it can be. Ricky says, Lawrence beat me after surviving a first turn KO event where I won 5 missions. Holy cow. Michael's back voting for Vegas again. Lawrence, thanks, Doug. You're welcome. It was my first time using Power Mimic, and I loved it. Yes, that's what I like to hear. I used it to copy Soul Sword and take down Howard's battle site. Nice. Yeah. Ricky, that game was a test of my determination. Yeah, it was. And you passed. Michael, we stayed long enough that Michael could come back and get in again. I think Jessica knocked out somebody. Oh, Carl. I think she knocked out one of Carl's characters using Soul Sword.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice card.
Yeah, it is.
And I didn't play it my AOA this time. I had so many cards in there. I was nervous about everybody playing any heroes.
So you only went with 2 Shadow Cats?
Yeah, I just ran the 2 6s, the 6 any and the 6 fighting.
What? You did? Oh, yeah, you never did run the Avoid.
No, I don't run the avoid there.
Right, you use Holocaust.
Yeah.
How big was your battle site? You must have trimmed it back quite a bit.
Nah, it's still big because I was running the 4 morphs. I ran 3 of everything besides the Shadow Cat and 4 of the morph. So I guess it's 5 times 3, 15 plus Beyonder, 16.
That's the same size as mine is normally.
Is it?
Yeah, I run 15 plus Beyonder.
Yeah, it's big.
Yeah.
So you run 3 for everybody?
Yeah. Oh, not everybody.
Yeah, I think you did.
X-Man, I think only has 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Everyone else is 3.
So you probably have 15 including your Beyonder then?
Yeah, I was thinking it was 15 plus Beyonder, but it might be 14 plus Beyonder.
Yeah.
Ricky says, I like the mulligan roll after testing it out now. Didn't like it before, but put into practice, I think it works and doesn't give the second player that much advantage, in my opinion.
I think it gives a big advantage.
Since going first is still powerful.
I mean, especially if the first player dupes. It's massive.
And I always liked going second. Before the mulligan rule, I enjoyed going second.
Yeah, I don't care if I go first or second, but I think it's a big advantage if you get to replace a dupe.
Yes. Yeah. But I like going second. Let them make an attack and then throw a chain at them. They're already 1 card down.
Yep.
And then you hit them up with a chain that.
Yeah, Tyler
Can't
and I
destroy
were
it.
chatting after the event, and if you're down a card, you're probably a 15 to 20% chance you don't win that battle.
Yeah.
So it's massive to have an extra card on your opponent,
Yep.
especially. And that was one thing. Like I knew I could bet heavily on Lawrence in one battle because he placed a 1 multi-power, a 2 multi-power, a 1 ally,
Oh,
and the little 2 that was back on his home base.
Oh, that
You
2
know,
multi?
Yeah. And so I was like, well, I'll just take both the 1 and the 4 because they're both multi-powers. They're just going to fuse.
Yeah.
And so I just knew, like, 1 card I had in my hand equaled, like, 4 of his place cards. I mean, sometimes you have some KO pressure. You have to defend some of them, but...
Lawrence, why were you running the ally that was only a 1 to attack? Did you not have another 3 that you could have thrown in there?
He might have had the 5/3 energy already. Maybe just didn't want to dupe it. That's his offsuit.
Still. I asked Jessica how she liked playing the deck. Was there anything she wanted to change? Because we took the level 1 and level 2 power cards completely out of the deck. We took out all of her teamwork. She didn't run any teamwork.
Not a 1?
Not a 1. And she
Played
still
a few
liked
allies.
it. Yeah. Yeah, we put in 2 allies instead of 4 teamworks.
Yeah.
And she really liked it.
Yeah. Told her if she was going to keep the teamworks, just keep the any power ones. Because there's a lot of big energy follow-up power cards.
Yeah. And we probably should have put one of the...
At least a 7.
The any
I
power,
think.
yeah. And we should have probably put that in there.
Yeah.
But it does hurt the teamworks with stupid Magneto.
Yeah, it definitely
You're
does.
okay until the X-Babies are on the front line. But, man, once you lose the X-Babies, you got no teamwork follow-ups from Magneto.
Yeah, it's tough.
And then you take the 1 and 2 level power cards out.
Yeah, you got none.
And now you got no follow-ups from Magneto.
Right.
John says, Power Mimic is on my top 10 favorite cards list. It's probably the only one on my list that's an actual good card.
Oh yeah, that was the other thing he was trying to do, was get the allies into the Carnage too, where he can make 2 follow-ups at +2.
Yeah.
That's a nasty card if they can chain it right, because it's a multi-power, and they're not 1 per dex.
Right. But did you need, how many allies were you running, Lawrence? Because you know me, I don't like allies at all. And it took a lot for Jessica to convince me to put 2 allies in that deck.
Yeah.
That Beyond Her White Queen deck instead of 4 Teamworks.
But he was also playing Heroes for Hire and Carnage, so it's nice to have with a JW, and
Yeah.
nice to have with a Carnage card. He also wanted to play the Reavers because he wanted that Skull Buster. He said that. I think that took a hero out
Nice.
in one of the tournament games for him.
Yeah, I'm surprised more guys don't play them.
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
No.
Because there's so many defensive cards that can defend it?
Right.
Yeah, but nobody wants to use a 9 or less on a 2.
If it's for the kill, you do.
Yes, absolutely. But I think that's a big venture swing.
It is.
You're making them defend a 2
No,
with
I
a
agree.
9 or less.
I agree. Yeah.
So I would probably run it.
Yeah.
Brett says, I haven't used Power Mimic, but I really love Hydra's infiltrating agents. I had great success against draw decks with it.
I think that might be the avoid, and then you bump your grid.
Oh, raise the grid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's not that one, that's the one that goes and gets the card out of your opponent's dead pile, and you can play it defensively.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. Hydra got some nice cards out of the MOE set.
She did. Yeah, she's really nice out of the battle site.
They're just still kind of hard to play as a team. They're only like 17 points, right?
Yeah, but they're max 6.
Max 6 with 3 6s. Is it 3 6s or 2
No, I think it's 2 6s, 2 5s.
2 6s, 2 5s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're 6 fighting, 6 intellect, 5 strength, 5 energy. But they do have that one card that raises their fighting and intellect for the whole game to 7. But no sense in playing that if you can avoid and bump it up anyway.
I did not see a lot of guys running is it KL, Little Iceman?
Yeah, I didn't see many X Babies decks. I know Jesse had one and Sean has one.
But I didn't see that card that removes all cards in play for remainder of game, remainder of battle.
I didn't see it, but I think it's still an important card. I mean, Sean runs it out of his battle side, I think.
Yeah.
Sawyer.
Yeah.
It's nice. I mean, especially if you're playing against Tyler's deck with a Grunge. I mean, you can get rid of Cannon Fodder, the Mephisto card, and the Grunge Danger Seeker.
Yep.
So it still has a purpose in some certain spots.
Yeah. Jessica took that out of the deck too. She
Yeah.
got tired of having
Yeah, I mean,
her
it's one of
hand
those
not being able
cards.
to do anything
If
with
it has no venture to it, and if it doesn't target something, it's
Yeah.
a card you wish you didn't see.
It's kind of nice if you can place it on X Babies like the first or second hand and then play around it.
And now you're going to KO them anyway.
Right. And KO 'em with that on there, it's no big
Yeah,
loss.
Right.
Brett says, I have it. Oops. It copies from the dead pile. The catch is you're not allowed to look through it. What?
You just got to know what's in their dead pile, your opponent's dead pile. You do get to look through it once you select the card, but
You say, well, I'm going to go to your dead pile and remove this card?
no, you don't remove it. You get to
Or
play that
get
card.
to play the... But you got to know what's there?
Right.
Oh.
Yeah.
You
Especially.
got to call out what you're going to go get?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. So if you're playing a negate, you got to know there's a negate there.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So you do got to watch.
Yeah. Brad says, but with the 2 cards, Hydra can be 8-7-7-6.
It's true. I get it. Yeah.
That's pretty nasty for 17 points.
Yeah.
Lawrence says, Doug, you would be horrified if I told you how many allies I ran. Oh, no, Lawrence. Seriously? I can tell you it's one more than I will ever run in the future. Oh, no, Lawrence. Oh, man. You hear me every week complaining about allies.
Yeah.
Oh.
I ran one as well.
You ran 1 ally? I think Lawrence must have ran 5 or 6.
I bet he ran 4.
4?
Yeah. I bet that was the number he ran. But
Oh, that's too many for sure.
yeah.
All right, I think we're going to wrap it. Is there anything else you need to say?
No, I don't think so.
I think I covered everything on my list. Guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks to everyone who showed up for the
Yeah.
Champ of Champs.
It was
It was amazing.
great event, great turnout.
What do we have? How many? 18 in the last chance qualifier. Everyone but one player came
one,
back
right?
on Saturday. I haven't heard from Noah to find out why he left, but hopefully everything was okay. And he just had a long drive home and wanted to.
Well, he was supposed to come over with his buddy.
Yes, Jesse canceled on him. I got to get a hold of Jesse and yell at him about that.
I think there was some sort of work emergency.
Yeah. So, Phil Kever says congratulations on your win.
Thank you,
Have a
Phil.
good night. You guys have a great week. We will see you all next Monday, and we'll see where this great game goes from here. Thanks for everything, guys. Views. At one time we had 26. That's pretty cool.
I think people had a lot of fun.